Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Jordan. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about something Disney related. So, of course, in one way or another, I'll speak about their stuff, I guess. Yeah, it's just gonna be another video centered around the movies. Maybe not one specifically, I guess, but I guess quite a few of them to be more exact. Again, yes, with their Disney princess characters. Again. So, not necessarily because I want to, even though I'm kind of using it as an excuse to talk about them, I guess. But this is more like a response to something that I found out about. Some article. Yeah, doing one of these kinds of videos again. I figured why not. And, yeah, it's basically, let's get straight to the point, I guess. How this is being accused of, sexism again, because how the company is showing their princess characters from this one called and whatnot. Of course, I always question, even if some articles, I question the source anyway. Yeah, but this whole bit with Ellen DeGeneres was fine kind of odd. She was in a Disney movie or two, and then this one individual as well. So yes, of course, there were statements made. Of course, there's sparking a debate that whether or not Disney princesses are bad role models for young girls, and of course, debates from parents on whether young girls should be banned from watching Disney movies altogether, both of which are just really ridiculous if you ask me, of course. But anyway, there was this interview between those two women I just showed. Saw this debate where certain Disney princess films being, displayed women in a negative light. When they say certain, of course, it's gonna be in those old original Disney princess characters from way back when. And yes, there's a certain movie that gets brought up. Cinderella is brought up, of course. So apparently, this movie was displaying women in negative light, which was not the case. But to try and use the fact, Cinderella had to wait for Prince Charming to be rescued. And oh boy, that's just a simplistic point of view. That undermines the entire point of the film. Because Cinderella was definitely mistreated by her wicked stepmother. Her wicked stepmother just viewed Cinderella herself as nothing more than trash. And that's it. And the film didn't really revolve around men at all. I guess the best way to describe that, I mean, okay, I know it's step family to be more exact, but point being is toxic family members. Toxic family members, believe it or not, does exist. If you're not a perfect human being at all, but you can still be living in a toxic family anyway, unfortunately. I mean, there are great families out there, don't get me wrong. There are great families, and having maybe a disagreement or two here and there completely normal. I'm not saying to not have any disagreements because that does happen. A little fighting here and there, a little disagreement here and there, isn't in itself a terrible thing because we're all people. Everybody has their own opinions, their own point of view, and whatnot. But the thing is that families can be, well, let's say, rather complicated. But it is very important to know what's between the lines, I guess you can say. A family feud here and there, and I just straight up toxic family member. And sometimes, maybe it could be the entire family that could be toxic. Maybe for one person or two people, I guess, and the rest of them would be, really bad, I guess you can say. Unfortunately, that is a thing, of course. So, of course, it can be rather hard to deal with this kinds of stuff, of course. And and of course, there's no one way to fix a problem. There can be multiple ways to fix a problem. And as a result, yes, people can grow up with this toughness and have some emotional problems. The person him or herself can be fine and still be sweet and caring, but could have an emotional problem on the side as a result of all this, which yes has happened. But yeah, and of course, people don't have grudges, unfortunately. And it's rather different for a lot of people, of course. And it's one thing to have one individual that's toxic, sure. But how about an entire group of family members that's toxic? I guess in this case with Cinderella, You can say it's a stepmother and the two stepsisters. So it's, it's three people that's toxic, of course. So, and that's the thing. But Cinderella really tries to remain, graceful and sweet anyway, despite all of this. So, yeah. I'm basically going to use the character of Cinderella in the original Cinderella film as a way to discuss the after disagree with the article. Because showing femininity is not a weakness. Showing fear does not make the character weak. Being soft and being girly, being feminine is not a sign of weakness at all. So, being soft does not mean it's going to be degrading towards women. But that's the thing I seem to notice, especially in recent years. Have a female character, just gotta have the character be a straight up savage. Gotta make her a warrior. Gotta make her a fighter. Gotta make her be something off like a. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with this film, and it's part of a series of films, of course. I mean, okay, that seems rather random to bring this up, but I'm just trying to bring a point here. It just seems nowadays a lot of people believe in showing femininity seems to be like a weakness for some reason. So yeah, gotta have the female character be rugged, tough, and all this stuff. And yeah, but that's the thing, folks. What works for one female character may not work for the other. But nowadays, it seems a lot of people want to make every single character like that. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, really? No, no, that's not every single character like that. So no, that's just wrong. If you ask me, but so it seems kind of odd that. But the thing is that yes, it's unfortunately yes, there's a lot of people out there that do have to go through these toxic interactions with their own family members. It's really bad enough that you have to deal with any other problems, maybe from work, or maybe some employees from a store being rude to you, and then you just go back home and gonna deal with more uh stupid stuff, whatever that may be. And yeah, it's just really ridiculous, of course. And yes, of course, there should be the whole toxic relationship between maybe, I would say, maybe daughter and mother, or maybe son and father. I don't know. This could be a bunch of stuff could be wrong, of course. And yeah, the toxic interactions can be a problem, of course. And obviously, you're not gonna like being around these whoever this individual or individuals may be. You dread being around them no matter what the occasion is, even if it's just a simple walk to the let's say to the store or maybe to the park or even to an amusement park. So yeah, the interactions will often leave you feeling unseen or just feeling weak together. Unfortunately, whether it be one family member or multiple family members, you just don't want to spend any amount of time with these said personal people, I guess you can say. And yes, that can be a problem. But guess what? Cinderella herself wants to go through it anyway, even though you can even think about it, it could be problematic mentally speaking, of course. But and the fact that people would say that Cinderella and the other princesses would have to wait around for Prince Charming to rescue them. That's not the case. That really undermines what the film is trying to do. Point being is that Cinderella herself, no matter what, she wants to remain uh, her own self, or not allow herself to be changed by the environment like at all. So there's beauty in that. Not allowing herself to give into anger, hate, all these negative emotions. So that was that. Of course, she doesn't want to be around these people, but at the time she had no choice really, like at all. But yeah, of course, may feel guilt during certain conversations. Of course, maybe did I do something to deserve this? What? Maybe I did something before, and this could be the end result of it. Maybe I'm being punished somehow. Maybe, and undermine your own intelligence, maybe by yourself, or maybe have that said family member or members undermine your intelligence, even though despite the fact that you may have the best intention of trying to keep the peace anyway and be civil about everything. But yeah, things do happen. Then you can only do so much. So of course, eventually the character of Cinderella will have to, leave the situation. And Prince Charming in the film was probably one of the few people that treated her nice, of course. But yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I like the film so much. It makes it seem really relatable in a lot of ways. But yeah, see what I mean? If you actually think about it, he doesn't come off as sexist, nowhere near as sexist as they claim it to be. So I'm using Cinderella as a way because they think Cinderella and the other original Disney princesses are sexist, which they are not, of course. But I just found this really ridiculous, of course. And but yeah, the even if the certain individual may feel unsettled just being in the same place as the toxic family members, of course, and you may want to just leave. But maybe for whatever reason you just can't. Maybe because of financial restraints, or maybe if you do have the money, you just don't know a way out, or whatever. And maybe you just want to branch out and start your own life or anything like that, or whatever. Maybe quite a few things that things in that nature. Even if you had the money, it doesn't necessarily mean you can be out of the woods just yet. Unfortunately, that's reality, I guess you can say. You would worry about your own safety because maybe that said family member or family members may do something really harmful to you, or maybe your friends, maybe. And the safety of others, when they're around, just will add more stress because man, what if you have a good friend? And that one friend is trying to, cheer you up or whatever. And Cinderella, she had, those animals, of course. That was really nice with the little mice or rats or whatever you call them. Animal friends being on her side. There was even one part of the film where they actually tried to make her a dress or whatever, which was, of course, really sweet. But yeah, again, I would just state that having maybe a conflict here and there, a few bumping heads here and there, is noble. Occasionally, it's not gonna hurt nobody. It's just like once in a while, sure, this is fine. But having a consistent blowouts is bad. It's terrible. It's just been consistently with this awfulness, within conflicts, having with each other, constantly arguing and constantly being manipulative. That's just bad. Even if it was just one family member or multiple, that's just awful. Cinderella could use diplomacy or whatever, but you cannot only do that for so long. Using diplomacy, using your words, using talking, you can only do that for so long. Sooner or later, your health will decline. Eventually, even not just your physical health, also your mental health, it would eventually decline because you as a person can only take so much. Even if you're like the sweetest, kindest, most gentlest person ever. And apparently, Cinderella was just waiting around just for some rich guy to pick her up. That doesn't even make any sense. You're trying to use that as trying to use that against the movie? Like, you're kidding me? That makes no sense. But yeah, folks, I just find this kinds of stuff, this kinds of articles, just ridiculous. Just comes off just projecting in a lot of ways. I mean, yes, I know this. You can always use, family counselors and whatnot. But that's the thing. Even that can only go for so long. Even that can only do so much. The whole family council and whatnot, folks. So again, trying to say this movie's sexist on the others sexist. At least the original princesses, anyway. That's sexist. It's just ridiculous. Come on. Literally, just waiting around for some rich guy, Prince Charming, just to come around to rescue them wouldn't make any sense given the setting, given the context of what the story is going on. So if you actually use logic, which they obviously warrant, it wouldn't make any sense at all. So yeah, folks, man, how is Cinderella supposed to know that anyway? I mean, she just randomly went somewhere and whatever. Anyway, I just want to make this video real quick, folks. I appreciate anybody for watching. I know I've been making a truck ton of these videos and whatnot. Anyway. Of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later. People, I swear.